This is ABC15 Mornings.
An overnight rescue in the Valley. We're going to let you know what we've learned so far and what we all can take away from this one.
And gun violence on the rise across the country and right here in Phoenix. We'll introduce you to a Valley mom working to help flip the script and turn that trend around.
Plus, it is time to show some grit. Our Valley sports teams gearing up for some big games today. Both the Cardinals and the Mercury hoping to prove that they can handle adversity. Still ahead, what both teams need to do to get that W today. Different situations, but they are both up against it. That's for sure. So we're going to send all the good vibes their way.
Especially to the Mercury. They
really need it.
One.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're hoping to send some good vibes to you as we say good morning on this Sunday. I'm Nohelani Graff.
And I'm Mark Thompson. You can't help but have good vibes if you've been outside enjoying the weather the past couple of days, because it has been fantastic.
The neighborhoods have been busy. The trails have been busy. Everybody just kind of coming out and testing the waters going, yep, summer's done. Yeah. It's finally here. That great weather. And it starts in the mornings. Temperatures are really nice and comfortable today. We've got some cooler spots, low 60s in Goodyear, mid 60s though in Mesa and Glendale, and we're already at 70 degrees in the Phoenix metro area. Live view of the Papagos in the distance, so you can see we're still a ways away from sunrise this morning, but it's inching closer and you're just starting to be able to make out more of the clouds that have started to stream in overnight. Still cool out there though, so maybe you want to warm up with that cup of hot cocoa this morning, because our temps will dip just a little bit once the sun comes up. So back to the 60s by 7, and then we'll rebound into the 70s by 8 o'clock. As for this afternoon, another warm one. Even with those clouds, we'll be back in the upper 80s today, coming close to 90, but I don't quite think that we hit it across most of the valley. I will talk about the warm up hour by hour in between, show you how we get there coming up in that most accurate forecast. We begin this morning with an overnight mountain rescue in Mesa. Our crew arriving just on scene before 2 a.m. at the Red Mountain Trail. This morning, we are thankfully hearing that the person who were rescued is going to be okay. They were not hiking alone. Someone with them was able to call for help. Here in Arizona, night hiking is pretty popular because, you're trying to avoid the heat coming off the summer. But in this case, it took rescuers several hours to help. So it's a good reminder for everyone. You need to keep your safety in mind. So here are a few tips if you're going to go on a night hike and to do it safely. Always go with a group and bring plenty of lights. You want to be mindful of our wildlife. Choose a hike that you know. That's a big one. And that way you won't leave the designated trail. And of course, you've always got to bring food and water just in case. Now, right now, we want to give you a live look at the Deck Park Tunnel in central Phoenix. I-10 eastbound still closed this morning. Traffic being sent through the downtown area through 7th Street. And this is all part of a scheduled inspection. It takes place every 2 years. The tunnel should reopen at 10 this morning. So if you're headed that way before then, you're going to be asked to find an alternate route. Stick to those surface streets.
Kind of weird not seeing any traffic going
eerie
through that tunnel right now. Yeah. Well, just into our newsroom, a woman killed after she was hit by a car late last night. This was the scene at Broadway Road and Roosevelt Street in Tempe. The woman was crossing that street when a car on Broadway hit her. She was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. We're told that the driver was not under the influence in this case. Homicides, they are up across the country, and the Valley is no exception. In West Phoenix, we're tracking 2 deadly shootings happening just yesterday. A woman was shot and killed near 43rd Avenue and Indian School, and not far away, 19th Avenue and Missouri, an argument leading to a fatal shooting there as well. No arrests have been made in either case. Families impacted by shootings like these, they are pushing for change. In fact, one Phoenix mom even taking her fight against gun violence to the streets. Megan Orantes organized a march in Maryville this weekend. She lost her 19-year-old son, Andy, to gun violence last year. He was at a party near 51st Avenue and Indian School when he was shot. The gunman still on the run more than a year later, and she's calling out the culture of silence.
He was at a house party and there was plenty of people there, and nobody came forward to speak up.
The city of Phoenix logged 200 homicides last year, a 44% year-over-year increase, and this year we're on pace to match or at least come close to that same number.
If you've noticed more purple around town recently, it's because it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. This weekend, in fact, a motorcycle parade happening in Chandler, bringing some noise and awareness about the problem that is on the rise in the valley.
What we're doing is trying to empower the victims who seem to have lost their voice. They're afraid, and our motto is freedom from fear. And there's nothing more freeing than riding a motorcycle.
The parade raising money for the Phoenix domestic violence nonprofit Chrysalis. You can learn more about them at noabuse.org.
All this month, the town of Gilbert holding a donation drive for domestic violence survivors. Anything helps, from clothes like socks or underwear to things like pillows or blankets or towels, snacks or even gift cards to the grocery store or Amazon. Everything will go to local shelters. There are 4 physical drop-off locations for you. We have those listed on your screen right now. You can also order those items online and then send them to the Gilbert Police Counseling Department.
Meantime, tow truck drivers also raising awareness about another issue that we see every day on our freeways. Drivers not moving over and giving some space to the people who've pulled off to the side. So on Saturday, more than 100 tow truck drivers made their way around the valley in the National Move Over Day Parade. They certainly returning some heads. This year, the event is different due to the pandemic, but the message remains the same. Every day, responders are killed on the side of the road due to distracted driving.
We've lost 50 responders this year alone being struck and killed on the side of the interstates or highways. So it's really important to spread the word that we need to be aware of operators working on the side of the highway.
That's a stunning number. That should cause everybody to take pause. It is actually state law that if you see a tow truck operator on the side of the road or anyone with law enforcement, you need to slow down and move over if you can. But far too often that's just not happening, and it results in those needless deaths.
Now to a few developing stories across the valley. Tempe now considering renaming a few parks and schools and streets that were named after dues-paying members of the Ku Klux Klan. Those schools are Laird Elementary, Hudson Elementary, and Gillen Middle School. Now the city's saying that they are discussing renaming those schools. This upcoming week is when they will have more talks on this. Officials say that they've contacted the descendants of those Klan members, so they are aware of the potential changes.
Phoenix-based Sprouts Farmers Market set to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to settle discrimination lawsuits. The suits were filed by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and they claim that the company discriminated against deaf people when hiring, adding that managers would not provide reasonable accommodations. The Phoenix Business Journal reports Sprouts will pay $280,000 to 3 deaf people in this settlement.
Well, it is spooky season right now in the valley, but some here are already looking ahead to the holidays. Tickets are on sale right now for the Holiday Light Experience at Salt River Fields. The event, it spans more than a mile in Scottsdale, featuring more than 5 million lights. So cool. The designated radio signals, they're going to be playing music so you can hear the music kind of go along with that light show. Tickets, they range from $35 to $45 depending on the day and time that you go. The show kicks off November 19th.
A little more timely, if the weather has been inspiring you to get outside, happening today, the Gardens of the World competition debuts at the Maricopa County Home and Garden Show. You can travel through different regions of the world, as well as shop fall-inspired decor and check out the high-tech ways to elevate your entertainment space. The show is happening at West World of Scottsdale from 10 this morning until 5 this evening. Tickets are just $5.
And now you can bring a piece of the Sonoran Desert home with you. The fall plant sales, they start this morning at the Desert Botanical Gardens. Thousands of plants, they are available for all levels of gardeners. This is a free event, but you do have to reserve a time slot and there is limited space. You can find a link to do all of those things at dbg.org. The event runs from 7 until 2:30 today.
Tonight, Gladys Knight is going to be taking the stage at Celebrity Theater. The 7-time Grammy Award winner has had #1 hits in pop, gospel, and R&B. Also, for the ABC15 faithful, you might remember her from Dancing with the Stars when she was on that back in 2012. Knight is set to perform at 8, and you can get tickets at celebritytheater.com. Next man up, that's up next. The Cards have a tough road ahead on the road in Cleveland. So still ahead, we're going to look at what everyone who is out today and who's going to need to step up to keep their perfect record intact.
And creating a greener earth by changing some policies. The Valley Impact Earth report coming up on the changes that our city plans to make to do just that. That's straight ahead. Welcome back, everybody. Our Impact Earth team tracking a commitment from the city of Phoenix to fight climate change. Leaders approving a climate action plan to reach net zero emissions by 2050 and reduce emissions by 50% by 2030. The plan outlines how they'll transition city operations to more solar power and reduce energy waste. They'll also focus on new construction, being more energy efficient. The city also plans to update its building codes. Turning to our weather now. No, hey, it's a little bit warmer than we saw a couple of days ago, but still really nice out.
Absolutely. More mild temperatures. So if it's been just a little too chilly for you in the mornings, even then we're getting just a little bit of a break. And that's starting to happen because of the warm up yesterday and then some clouds that have streamed in. Live view from our valley cam. These are the Papagos in the distance. And the clouds are also going to make for a gorgeous sunrise this morning. Official sunrise time is at 6:35. So make sure you send those great photos to share at ABC15.com. Lots of events happening on this Sunday. We've got the State Fair continuing, Country Thunder wrapping up in Florence, Home and Garden Show, which we mentioned in Scottsdale. So as you plan for those events, a more mild start to the morning. We'll be at 70 degrees by 8, upper 70s by 10. Then we cross over into the 80s by noon, sitting at 85 degrees. We're in the upper 80s starting at 2 o'clock through about 4 o'clock. So we'll come close to 90, but we won't quite hit it today. And then we're back down into the 70s by 8 o'clock this evening. So temperatures right now a little more mild for most of the valley compared to this time yesterday. We're trending about 8 degrees warmer. 66 in Scottsdale as well as Glendale and Goodyear right now. It's 69 in those Deer Valley neighborhoods. But Maricopa has dropped into the upper 50s as well as Chandler and Gilbert this morning. We're sitting at 64 in Apache Junction. We're already in the 70s in Fountain Hills and Cave Creek. The warm up today will take us close to 90, as I mentioned, for most valley cities. We'll be at 88 in Fountain Hills and Apache Junction, 89 in Queen Creek. We'll hit 90 from Gilbert through Chandler and Maricopa, and stay in the upper 80s in Goodyear, Surprise, Peoria, and Glendale, Anthem, and Wickenburg staying in the low to mid 80s today. Across the state, we're in the upper 50s, low 60s to our south and to our west. Central portion of the state, we've got 40s waking up in Prescott this morning, but north of the rim, very cold temperatures. We're in the upper 30s in Show Low as well as Heber and Winslow this morning, but we're down into the 20s in Flagstaff and Window Rock, down to 27 degrees to start the day. We will warm into the 70s in Window Rock though and Winslow. Flagstaff is going to stay in the low 60s today. Show Low will warm to 67. Central portion of the state will be in the low to mid 70s, so gorgeous weather there. If you want to go to Prescott for the day, 72 is that forecast high. Little warmer out west through Mojave County area where we'll hit 90 degrees or come close to it. Yuma will warm to 84, and we'll see a mix of upper 80s and low 90s across the southern portion of our state. If you're up in Flagstaff today and you're going to go up to Snowbowl, the gondola is open so that you can view all of the fall colors. There have been some gorgeous views that we've gotten from your photos. Temps will be in the 60s there on the mountain too. The lodge is open. You can do disc golf for free if you like. And we'll notice some clouds. So statewide, they've already started to stream in by 3 o'clock this afternoon. We've got a cloudy state, but you'll notice we're staying dry. Overnight hours, we clear out. And then tomorrow evening, we start to see some clouds stream in across northern Arizona once again. But despite any clouds that we see across the state, we will stay dry for the next several days. So if you want to get that car washed on this Sunday or as you head into that new work week, we're giving you the green light to do it. As for that 7-day forecast, low pressure system moving back in, so that's going to drop our temperatures back down into the low 80s as we head into this new work week. But then by the end of the week, we rebound and we warm up once again. Pretty typical October back and forth for us, Mark.
All right, no, hey, thank you. Well, another Sunday and another huge game for our undefeated Arizona Cardinals, but with a COVID outbreak among the team, it's going to be a tough one in Cleveland. Head coach Cliff Kingsbury, he's out. So is backup play caller Cam Turner and several players. The team says that other offensive coaches, they're going to be calling the plays. It'll be Kyler's first game playing without Kingsbury in his ear, with a few key players already out for injuries before this outbreak. Still, Kyler, he is confident that everyone who is available will be able to step it up.
I just think guys got to step up. Guys who have, maybe been waiting for opportunity to show their skills. I think, when a guy goes down, it's an opportunity to step up and kind of make those plays or fill that void. I'm excited to see what these guys can do.
Yeah, and the Cards, they were already expecting to miss Rodney Hudson for today's game, and he has since indeed been placed on injured reserve, meaning that he'll miss at least the next 3 games. Well, it's safe to say that the Cards, they are battling some adversity, so what will it take for them to overcome it all and beat a really good Cleveland Browns team? ABC 15 Sports Director Craig Fouie shows us the keys to victory. Look.
Time for Keys to Victory. Cardinals on the road against the Cleveland Browns. That's going to be a tough one. They're 2-0 at home. They also have the #1 running team in the NFL behind Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. The Cardinals have to find a way to slow them down, even though they're 28th against the rush. Number 2, the Browns have a great defensive line, which means it's going to be very difficult for the Cardinals to run the football. They've got to find a way to protect Kyler Murray from these guys. Myles Garrett leads the league in sacks. And number 3, let Kyler Murray throw the football. Let him throw to his great receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, A.J. Green, and Rondell Moore. You do those 3 things, you got a chance to win. And I'm going with the Cardinals in this one. They go to 6-0 this weekend.
I love all the sound effects that he uses in those now. Kickoff is today at 1:05 p.m. Even with all of the adversity, the sports books are giving the Cards a pretty good chance here. The Browns, they're only favored by 3.5 points, and it is worth noting that the Cards, they have beat the spread 4 out of 5 games so far, and that is tied for the best mark in the entire NFL. Well, the show will go on. Still to come, the 11th hour deal that was struck by a major Hollywood union.
But next, 43.8 million Americans suffer from mental health issues. But how can we teach our kids to be open about that same topic? We're getting answers from an expert up next. But first, we leave you with a live view of downtown Phoenix this morning. This little different point of view, but gives you a good one too. You can see some of those clouds, a couple of breaks as well, and dry. That's the big one for the day. Perfect weather. All right, we're back with more on the other side of this break. Stay with us, Arizona.
Thanks for watching ABC 15 Arizona, streaming 24/7 on Roku and these streaming devices.
More than 43 million Americans have some form of mental health issue, and we tend to talk about it a lot more as we approach the holidays. But how do you bring kids in on that conversation and make it easier for them to discuss what they might be experiencing? Kristen Denzer is the CEO and founder of Tierra and Cantata Childcare Services, and she's going to help us out with that. Good morning, Kristen.
Good morning.
So you have 4 kind of areas that you focus on to help kids have this conversation about mental health. And your first one is normalizing emotions. What do you mean?
Yeah, so, growing up, kids really look to their surroundings, their parents, about how to handle how they're feeling with things. And so as an adult, modeling that behavior of being able to name how you're feeling, name emotions, and normalizing that is really important. And so, for example, as adults, we get busy, we forget to do things. So if you forgot to mail, their grandma, your mother, a birthday card, talking about that in a way of, I feel sad and disappointed. I feel sad that I didn't get to send this on time. But I called grandma and I told her how much I wish I was there to celebrate with her. And I felt much better once I talked to her, really kind of vocalizing that process of how something happened and it made you feel, and then how you felt better because you did another step, really helps see that it is completely normal to have emotions. There's names for them, and kind of how to grapple and work through those so that you do feel better.
Next, you have creating a safe space to chat. How can parents do that?
From a really young age, creating a relationship based on open communication and trust is key. And so doing, and you wouldn't necessarily use this word with your child, but doing almost like trust exercises with them. So, if they say broke a picture on your shelf, instead of being like, I can't believe you did that. How could that, instead just saying something more like, oh, I'm disappointed with this, but how did this happen? And then if they're, say, oh, we are running around, say, oh, how do you think this could be prevented? And okay, let's clean this up together. And, if you didn't know they did it and then they told you, trying instead of being like, I knew it was you and getting upset, just saying, I really appreciate you, coming and telling me this. And, let's just figure out a way to prevent this in the future.
We need that reminder sometimes that our reaction is not at the same level as a kid's reaction. Their emotions are not where we are. Then also not just creating a safe space emotionally, but you're saying the physical environment matters too.
Trying to keep the environment as technology limited as possible, especially when kids are really young, and then being really intentional about kind of the day to day. So, when your kids are really young, looking at books where it talks about emotions or circumstances that they could encounter. For example, inappropriate touching. There's some really amazing books now on that where it's for their child and it has that situation. And then you can talk about that, like, has that ever happened to you? Like, okay, if that happens, this isn't your fault. Come talk to me right away. And those sorts of things help kind of open the door for them to feel like they can talk to you, especially if that's happening to them.
Your fourth point is to be an advocate.
Sometimes parents will be like, oh, I struggled a little bit maybe with paying attention, with ADHD. I struggled in school paying attention, and, you're fine. You'll get through it just like I did. But why make things harder than they have to be? And we don't know, as unless we're a psychologist or a psychiatrist, we don't know. And so it's always best to really just be an advocate and take them to get the help they might need. Advocate for them at the school if you know about bullying. I mean, really just be an advocate in general when they tell you things, and take a proactive approach.
Every kid is different, and it is always okay to ask for help. Kristen Denzer, thank you so much for your time and for your guidance on what can be a tough conversation with kids and making it just a little bit easier.
Of course, thank you so much for having me.